Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Selective Ignorance. However, before we get to this week's episode, I want to remind you guys to purchase my book, No Holds Barred, a dual manifesto of sexual exploration and power. It is currently available for pre-order, and I would love for you to help me become a New York Times bestseller. So feel free to go to your local bookstores, preferably queer-owned, Black-owned, or woman-owned to support them, but also you can also just click the button on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or wherever you read your books. Again, that is No Holds Barred, a dual manifesto of sexual exploration and power, written by yours truly and my co-host of the Decisions podcast, Wheezy. Make sure y'all get that. Now let's get to this week's episode. All right, y'all, let's get uncomfortable real quick. Today, I want to talk about something that's been brewing in my spirit, and I need us to be real grown about it. This one is for the ladies. We see it play out time and time again. A woman gets a man who has red flags waving like the 4th of July. He's got a checkered past, known history of cheating, abuse, toxicity, manipulation, you name it. And what does she do? She walks right into the fire like she's flame resistant. Then when it all goes left, and it always goes left, everybody want to cry foul, call her a victim, and act shocked. Now, before y'all jump down my throat, let me be clear. Y'all know I'm an equal opportunist, and I will hold both parties accountable. Nobody deserves to be abused, manipulated, or gaslit, period. But here's my question. Where do we, as women, put responsibility on us? Is it possible to hold space for a woman's pain, but still ask, sis, what made you think you could change him? What made you ignore what he did to the last 3 women? Because if we're being honest, you saw it coming. You just thought you'd be the exception. But also, as we constantly ask people to believe women, why is it that many women choose to actually ignore the warning signs from women? So now the relationship crashes, burns publicly, and here comes the performative empathy. Poor her. He's a monster. And maybe he is. But where's the accountability for walking in with your eyes wide shut? And let's take it even further, because that's what I do. Should we even care? Is it our business to sympathize, dissect, judge, or defend? Or we just addicted to the trauma of women, especially Black women, being publicly torn down? This ain't about blame, it's about truth. And the truth is, ignoring red flags doesn't make you a bad person, but it doesn't make you innocent either. So today, we're going to unpack all of that, where accountability meets sympathy, and why some folks out here care more about hating women than they do about stopping abuse. Let's get into it.
Can we get tequila before we start this?
Not tequila. I ain't brought no tequila.
To do an episode like this, we not drinking?
You know what? I probably should have bought a little bottle.
For this, we should have. You know, I don't be liking to drink on a microphone, but my God. My God, that intro alone, let's walk out. Let's walk out and come back in.
Let's walk out and come back in. Woosah, I hope I did not trigger anybody. Y'all, welcome to another episode of Selective Ignorance. I'm your host, Mandy B. And this one will be an episode for the ladies. So as always, I am joined by my super producers, Jason and A. King, who may chime in, but this is women holding women accountable here, baby. This is a conversation between 2 vaginas, all right?
Well, and you got to tell everybody what I got. I thought you were progressive. We don't talk about what parts we have.
I mean, we're not going to get there. You see how you want to stump me so bad. We're not going to do that. Y'all, I am joined by my good friend, and let me read down her accolades before I talk about how I don't know how the fuck we got here. But today's guest is Carla Wilmaris. She is an award-winning podcast producer, strategist, and the force behind Idea to Launch Productions, the company that has helped launch over 900 podcasts and 60 million listens and counting, bitch. She's also one half of the podcast, So What Now? She is a mother. She is my friend, and we have matching tattoos. We are both from Orlando, Florida, Chopper City.
407 Chopper City.
Bra, bra, bra.
Hey.
And this conversation comes off of the heels of a lot of current events that have been happening lately. So we are going to dive into the DDG and Halle Bailey relationship. We are going to dig into Stefan Diggs and Cardi B's new budding relationship. Also Sky Jackson, I'm sorry. And then we also may throw in a little bit of what we're seeing in the trial with Diddy and all of the people coming forward about that relationship. I'm sure there's way more that we'll end up fucking climbing into. But what I really love about this episode is where we talk about the social discourse and people's outside views on so many things. We're going to storytell and kind of hold ourselves accountable, hold each other accountable. Not even hold each other accountable as much as just question, right? I think so many times when we're on Twitter or we watching movies or we see somebody in a situation, it could be a family member, a friend, we could just be like, now, girl, if I was in that situation, this is what I would have did. And I think that that's where we lack sometimes the empathy for what a person is really going through in their decision-making for finding love. Because, you know, if we really are talking about it, there's still this idea that the Disney fairy tale ending is a thing. I think there is still, I think for women more than anything, the urge to find a soulmate, a love, a partner. I think that's
a human instinct.
You think men equally are out there searching for the one like women?
They wouldn't be paying for apps or for matchmakers or going out on dates.
First off, it's because they want pussy. I think a man wants pussy more than love.
I think we're generalizing men.
I mean, in general, yes.
I don't know.
Okay, so you know what?
Of all
so I
men.
would say majority.
I won't even say
I'm going to say majority.
You go ahead because you're ignorant sometimes.
Selectively. Okay, real quick, actually, because we do have our super producers here. Hold on. Only because we have men in the house and I'm generalizing. I don't know if Jason is sitting nearby, but hey, King, would you find with even your friends, your peers, your ecosystem, Jason, you also literally were producers for Nas, Mello, Mero, you super producer, you were on a goddamn Combat Jack show with a lot of men. Do you believe that men are out here seeking love to the same degree as women, or do you genuinely believe that pussy is weighted a higher scale than love for men?
I just said this yesterday. I think men want pussy for their dick, and I think they want women on their arm just so they could flex for themselves.
Does that include you?
Nah,
I'm married.
I'm a DEI hire. I'm married.
He's married.
I'm Mandy's DEI
married
hire.
or not, but you're still married or not, you're still a man.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't
do you
exclude
believe
from
that
How
too?
did you find your woman? Were you looking for pussy? Were you looking for love? Were you looking for arm candy? Is that what your wife is to you?
My wife is not arm candy. I think for me it's different because I'm also married almost 10 years now, so you change along the way. But
so you weren't a man before the 10 years?
No, well, I was trying to answer, but I think I think at the beginning men don't pursue love. I think at the beginning men are pursuing fun things to make them feel better, whether that's sex or whatever. And then you start realizing things that you are in, and you don't know that that's what you were pursuing initially, and then your feelings start changing, and then you kind of open your eyes to stuff. I don't think men go into it and they're saying like, yo, she.
That's what I was saying.
I don't think the majority.
Is it
of
maybe
men,
boys, and then you turn into a man? Like you start
Girl,
as a young boy, and then you develop into as a man, and as a man you grew and realized that you wanted love from your wife.
It's not only that though. If we even talk about how men are raised by other men and even the women in their lives, they're not fed the fairy tale dreams or the Disney Channel outcomes, right? They're fed to go get pussy, go be a man. The more pussy you get, the more that makes you manly, the more it makes you masculine.
In our Western world, yeah.
It does. What about you, King?
On the contrary, the women in my family was total. They would tell us, be careful when you go to school. You know, be careful. Pregnancy, be careful, ST, all those things. Be careful. I mean, it didn't alter the pursue. But wait, there's levels to this.
I never said that they're not.
Wait. I said majority.
Hold on. Wait. But remember,
two men, and she said majority.
I did say college though. I'm talking. I'm speaking on levels of age. You know, maturation. So 18-year-old to 20, 21, that's not the same as a 30-year-old in your mindset. You
go up to 45. These niggas at 30 still chasing pussy.
The problem is we need a whole reset and reimagining of how we deal with each other, women and men
I agree.
Women.
Yeah.
I think even to hold to the ideals of our elders, there's things that got lost because they passed away, they didn't articulate these things, and we just need to just reset this whole shit because we're having these bad experiences. We shouldn't. I want love for you. I want love for Carla, for Jason in this example. We don't have enough examples.
I think what's crazy too is our views on relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And the dynamics between men and women in intimate relationships looks and feels completely different than the relationships that you have with your friends. And so for me, I've been battling essentially with the feeling that no one fulfills me like my friends do. And it sucks because I'm like, damn, and I'm now holding men to those expectations as well. But for me and the men in my ecosystem that I speak to and such, when I talk about the relationships or what they want from women, it's not that they're looking for the love. Like when I talk to my homegirls, what they want from men is a whole lot deeper than when I talk to men. It's just like, I want pussy.
We're two different creatures. I think what makes it very dangerous here is saying or generalizing men just because there are great men out there. And there are really shitty men out there, just like there are shitty women.
You know what's unfair about what you just said, though?
What's that?
I didn't say that you were a bad man for leading with wanting pussy. And I think that that's what...
Oh, no. I'm just saying just the pussy
part. But the generalizing isn't a bad thing. Like, if you go into... I think men will fall into pussy and then grow feelings for a woman.
Well, I think sex is a natural human urge, right?
Yes.
So just having that urge at first is like maybe what you're looking for, but I don't want to discount the fact that men also want love. And women as well. Do we look for love? Yes. Do we also have physical urges? Yes. Some lean more towards the other one, but I don't want to discount that they also don't want to find love. Sometimes in our generation, it just feels like that's what we see all the time. The Instagram, the models, there's ass, there's titties, there's porn, there's all these things going on. There's OnlyFans now so available to you. So what you're constantly thinking about is sex, unless there are men out there that they're into something else, right? And then that's not their primary focus.
Maybe the asexual ones. The ones that don't want pussy at all because they don't like sex.
No,
but
all right, let's go back.
But that pursuit is that. I guess.
Yes.
I guess how I like to normally start off the episodes is a response to the introduction of what the topic is.
Okay.
And your face, first off, you chuckled. They heard your voice on the mic before I introduced you, but the introduction kind of led to what my stance will be in this conversation, in asking if there is room to have both, to empathize while also understanding what responsibility does a woman have in selecting her partner. And we'll both share our dating histories and things like that. But what was your immediate thought of
Well, I think there's always room for conversation. There's always room for understanding. There's always room to grow in what you already believe and what your experiences have been, right? But should we hold each other accountable? Yes, but I think there's
there was a little hesitation.
There's also a nuance.
Nuance?
Not
nuisance, bitch.
I'm not from this country.
Y'all, we are both from Florida. Welcome to the Florida public education system.
Nuance.
Yeah.
There's also, I forgot what I was going to say.
There's nuance to holding a woman accountable for her decision.
And also the men that we date, knowing that sometimes you're not coming in just like you said with the wailing red flags and walking right into them. There is also a part of that's not so black and white, essentially.
Okay.
So it's not black and white. Like
she
every
said, let's
situation,
bring in the gray area.
I like the gray area because every situation is so different. Although sometimes you hear it and you're like, oh my God, I get triggered. The words that people say, I'm like, you say the same thing. You move the same way. Damn, you're dressed the same way. Like you do the same things. But at the same time, there's something about you and that person that they were able to manipulate. Right?
Okay.
Whether it's coming from a man or a female, we're specifically talking about men in this episode. And there's things that these manipulators know how to manipulate. And there's something sometimes missing within us that we're yearning for, that they're able to pinpoint and attack us from that side.
So to be fair, what you just expressed to me leans into why I said what I said. Mm-hmm. Even if a man may want love at first, the idea that a lot of men, even in dating, and the pursuit to have sex, that manipulation normally takes place prior to the relationship. A man will show up in ways to get just the box,
I
essentially.
think manipulating is different, though.
You think?
I think men have, of course.
A man showing up as his representative.
Everyone has a representative when they first show up.
You don't think that's manipulation, though?
No.
Okay.
No. I think manipulation comes with time, right?
Okay.
When they start mirroring you, when they do, they see what you like, and they go there and they start supporting what you like, and it's a very small, gradual thing that happens. Just the man coming in and buying you dinner and being nice, and then taking you to Disney World, and then a couple of days later, trying to get touchy and That's not necessarily manipulation. He's just courting you and he's trying to get some pussy or whatever. Manipulation is a very slow moving thing where that leads to abuse and you don't realize you're in it until you're in it. And I think that's part of what we're going to see here when we're talking about versus just a man trying to get some and getting turned down eventually after a couple dates.
Okay, well, I wanted to lean into the current events to have us dissect this before... Bitch, I jump on your ass. And so, like the people that I mentioned earlier, I want to start with, let's start with the two. Sky Jackson and her baby daddy. She recently just filed a restraining order against her son's father. His name is DeAndre Burgeon. And this is after she claims physical abuse.
What was his name? Tiki?
Twerky, or Tweaky. He has a nickname on the internet. Mind you, a little backstory. Sky Jackson, Disney star, found this man while he was incarcerated. I did look it up, and this is why it's important for you to do your own research. There were a lot of tweets insinuating that he was imprisoned for domestic violence or violence against previous partners. That is not the case. It was a gun possession and attempted robbery.
So much better.
I mean, we're not going to do the hierarchy of crimes here.
No, right.
But basically, she found this man while he was in jail.
This is wild.
And they got into a relationship. A year later, had a baby, and now she is requesting the restraining order. In parallel to that, we have Halle Bailey and DDG. Halle Bailey is Little Mermaid, and then DDG is a streamer and rapper. And basically, we see that she was just granted her restraining order where DDG has to say temporary restraining order where DDG has been ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from Halle Bailey, and she is allowed to take the baby over to Italy while she films her next movie. Now, why I want to draw the parallels between both of these relationships is because if we're talking about the red flags, we have Sky Jackson, who chose to meet her partner who was in jail when they met.
How old is she? Do we know?
I can look it up because, baby, I'm going to be screen man and doing everything all at once because we going to be ignorant, but we going to at least try to be a little bit on par with the facts. She was born in 2002.
She's
So she is 23 years old. Okay. She is 23 years old. In comparison, we know that Halle Bailey and DDG are also under the age of 30. Why I'm drawing this parallel is because you have Sky Jackson, who chose to be in a relationship with someone who was in prison. And we'll talk about our views on incarcerated men and forgiving them and all those things. But on the other side, we have Halle Bailey, who started dating DDG post his very public relationship with rapper Ruby Rose. Now, Ruby Rose, she is a rapper. Okay. Also has an OnlyFans, but she's a rapper. Really good at raps too. So Ruby Rose, in her exit of the relationship, pretty much let everybody know that she was getting physically abused by DDG. This was public. This was public. She also claims that he manipulated her into creating the OnlyFans as if that was her way and means of making money, possibly not being in support of her rap career. Okay. So she came out and said these things. Right. She came out and said these things. And nonetheless, Sky ignored the red flag of the man in jail. Correct. Halle Bailey ignored the red flag of this other woman saying that she was physically abused by DDG. I want to know, and I'll share my lack of empathy here because I am selectively ignorant. In no way do I empathize with a woman who seeks an imprisoned man for a love connection, because I do believe you have to lean into why you're doing that. And it's because you're controlling, you're insecure. You want this to be where you can control it. So kind of not empathizing there. I know y'all can roll your eyes at me.
Itching.
I know. And then in terms of Halle Bailey, which we'll get into later too, if I'm online or if I'm dating and there's any, and we've seen it on Twitter for years where people have been outed as abusers, sexual abusers, physical abusers, I'm not dating someone with those accusations, at least without hearing the other person's side of the story. And the fact that it was kind of just dismissed, mind you, Halle Bailey also dismissed Ruby when she came out in the middle of their relationship to say, yo, nigga's still in my DMs. Halle decided to say, hey, I'm not going to listen to any information from a third party. So
I think I remember that.
So she was told that he's a cheater, was told that he's a physical abuser, and she chose to still get into that relationship and continue to stay.
That's wild.
I have a lack of empathy
No
for the
shit.
decisions here, but I want to know, you maybe from the other side, how you can sympathize with the women who choose to get into these relationships with, I would say, not so law-abiding citizens.
Okay. To give some perspective on my opinion, I have a 20-year-old daughter.
Okay.
I've also been 20. You're saying you don't empathize with these women. These are young women
Okay.
that when all this started were probably 21 years old.
Okay.
So when you say here, I would not be with a man in prison, you're 34. I'm 38. So you might, and let's go, you might not have went for a man in prison, but I will say the both of us have gone for some questionable people when we were 21.
Okay. Questionable,
Right?
yes.
So I believe that life is it's experiences. Without the experiences, you don't get any better. Now we're asking for these young ladies who have never experienced anything outside probably of their homes, maybe a high school boyfriend. For Sky Jackson especially, could be coming up as a Disney star. Who knows all the things that she saw, didn't see, and just wanted something fucking normal.
Normal is
not
being in jail? Hold
Normal
on.
is not jail. Hold on. Normal is not jail.
God
But
damn.
just something completely
Where's the
different.
gray area?
And I
You-
feel like as young women, sometimes you rebel.
Okay.
And there's a part of rebellion when you're young that you want to go for the bad boy. You want to go for what makes you feel good, for someone who's putting you up. And that's what I kind of feel, that we don't know these motherfuckers from a can of paint.
We don't.
We just judge it. And I love it. I love it. It's my
Yeah.
thing, my favorite thing to do.
This
Just
is why
judge shit that I don't know anything
This
about.
is why I love the freedom of speech,
Right.
which is why y'all are more than welcome to say y'all fucking can't stand
Now, y'all
everything out of my
remember,
mouth.
freedom
But
of speech, but the consequences do cost, and they cost a
There
lot.
is,
So you
there
gotta be
is.
careful with that part. But again, you're like, I don't have compassion for them, but I see my child, I see me at 21, 22, making these awful decisions because you really don't realize the magnitude of
Yeah.
the consequences of what having a child is, what being with a man in jail is, what having someone trying to make you to drink bleach to have an abortion, what a man slamming your head into a steering wheel is. You've never seen that, experienced it. Like, it's like, oh my
Okay.
God.
Valid.
They're so young. So I think why I always say there's a gray area, we got to take into consideration the age of these women, the
So-
background of these women, the trauma of these women. What allowed you to be attracted to this type of
Right.
person that also clearly has gone through extreme amount of trauma in their lifetime in order to be able to treat a woman the way that dogs shouldn't even be treated.
First off, patriarchy brings us all trauma. Let's start there. But I do want to ask you then, if these same women were 35, do you hold the same grace?
I was
and y'all know
33.
I'm bringing Grace into the goddamn chat, and I can't stand that hoe. I know. Grace is not amazing.
Grace.
So
Yes.
you
yes.
have this. You hold the same space.
I was
for
33 when I got. I was 33.
I mean, I
but
was
you know
30
what-
when I got.
But you know what I did? I wasn't doing because it's a life. Look, at 30, let's say we live till we're 70. Baby, 30 ain't even half of our lifetime, of our
almost that.
experiences of what we're going to learn.
Okay.
Like, what I knew at 33 or 32, at 38, they ain't going to get me now. They could. I'm not, and I still could get got. You know, because they're so smart.
Not that
They
you,
be
you
so
call a
smart.
man smart.
They're smart in a
Oh
di-
my
but
God.
not like these manipulating people. Like, these people are just really bad folks. They know how to morph and be chameleons into your life, and sometimes you don't notice, but that's when slowing down needs to happen. So if you look at a lot of these abusive relationships, I feel like now I can see a pattern, which is how fast they move. It moves so fast. We don't take the time. But I give grace. I give I don't want to be so rough into these young women who just did not have the life
I know you're saying
experience.
young. Okay, so then at what age? Is there an age to where
Is there
a
an age
woman-
when these niggas can stop fucking being assholes?
Okay, valid.
Why I gotta have an age? Stop fucking putting your hands on me. At what
Right.
age do we stop that? At 0. It should never start.
I know. Well, that's not the life we live in.
It's
It-
not.
It,
So
it sounds
that's
nice.
why we don't ask at what age is it okay for us not to be there, because it sounds nice, but you're going to be caught up in something. That's what life is. We're humans.
I guess that's where when you say the thing, like, yes, we can learn from our mistakes, right?
Right.
And I think for anyone listening to this at a young age, because if we do go back
But
to
you got to learn from it.
Well, and that's I guess the tough thing that I'm realizing, right? The individualism and how we actually approach life
Right.
keeps us from learning from other people's mistakes, right? And so where we have the
don't.
aunties and older women be like, baby, that ain't a good one. You shouldn't date him. Unfortunately, you're right. Nothing comes without us learning from experience.
You have
first.
to hit your head. Like a hard head makes a soft ass. You're
So-
going to bust your ass.
So I love that you said that because, oh, baby. I love that you said that because I've had the issue with the celebration.
No telling.
The celebration
What you say?
of Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. Now, I know the ladies have gone onto the internet and been like, ooh, y'all some haters. Let her live her best life. Ooh, but she look happy. Ooh. That's literally how it sounds to me.
It does.
If you are saying as grown women, as a mother, as someone who has went through a tumultuous relationship, an abusive relationship with a cheater, a manipulator, all these things are abuse. Where do we, quote unquote, celebrate or hold accountable the woman who goes after the same type? And I say that because this bitch, Cardi B, and I love Cardi B. I say,
Cardi,
bitch is
I like
endearing.
it.
You my bitch. Bitch is endearing. But Cardi B went from one manipulative, hoe-ass, fashion-ass nigga to the next manipulating, hoe-ass, cheating-ass nigga.
How old is Cardi? 30?
Cardi is, you asking ages is crazy.
Because it's a thing. It's a thing.
Cardi B is 32 years old as
Okay.
a mother of 3. Recently,
So that means she got with Offset around 24.
they were together for 7 years.
So 24, 25.
And so let me share my tea. I'm not going to give all of it, but there are videos circulating online, and this is where I talk about the proof being out there for a woman to decide whether this makes sense or not, right? So there is a video of Stephon Diggs' teammates. They made a video TikTok where they went and asked every player on the team, which guy on the team would you not let your sister date? Everyone on the team said this man.
Okay.
Also, if you Google and ask ChatGPT, it says that Stephon Diggs is the father of 1. We most recently have been notified that he just recently had a baby with another girl. I believe she was like a bartender or a stripper or something like that. But nowhere on the record, allegedly, he got a whole lot of babies out here.
Okay. Do we know that he's not taking care of them?
Hold on. There's also another woman publicly portraying her current relationship with him while he's outside.
Who's that? Who that is?
I'll show you.
Okay.
IG Model T is my page, girl. I be getting all the little insights. They be getting everybody's stories. They be
I'm
putting
listening
things.
to Mel Robbins.
Baby.
You over here finding out who's the
IG Model T, girl. Anyways, I say all of that to say we've heard and seen Cardi cry, and we've empathized with her for wanting this relationship with her ex-husband, Offset, to work. We saw the manipulation of him even proposing on stage. We saw the abuse in terms of the emotional abuse with all of the cheating that took place. There were no reports on physical abuse, but y'all, emotional abuse is one of the ones that we don't really talk about
Really quick,
often.
I remember I heard in a podcast that it takes about 5 years to heal from the trauma of being cheated on.
So here's my question then. With the way in which Offset hurt her, why would we celebrate her essentially being paraded around with a man who has the same traits?
Okay, my turn.
Yeah. That was my question to
I
you.
think it is finally beautiful to see her smiling. Beautiful woman. It is a celebrity culture. We just see her smiling. We see her having a good time. We don't know what the fuck she's doing behind the scenes. She could be getting her ass beat by Stephon. We don't know. But it's just
Well,
so
they're
nice.
also just having fun. That's the
Right.
other.
It's
that's
nice to see her smiling, to see her courtside, to be with a He's cute, you know. He's nice looking. Do I personally, not knowing the girl at all or anything behind the scenes, we just see.
Right.
Do I think she should be dating at my big age of 38 and having enough experience? I don't think she should be dating.
Okay.
There's so much work that you have to do on the back end.
What about sex? Sex too?
So I do understand though that sometimes people deal with the aftermath of a breakup in a very different way.
They do.
I don't know what wise counsel she has around her, but if right now she's just having a little fun, which in my beliefs and my morals, for me, and I'm not a huge sexual person,
right?
Casual sex is not my thing. It might be hers. She was young, 20-some odd years old. I can't even relate to her world because it don't look nothing like ours.
Well, even before Offset, she was
with a man in jail.
Tommy.
I love me Cardi with no T. Like Cardi and
she was with Tommy.
Was the shit. We don't know what he
and
looked
she was
like.
holding him down in jail.
Absolutely. So Cardi comes from a past and a world back then that looks very similar to where she's living right now.
Right.
Then she gets this fame and this money that's something that's not very many people can relate to. It's a very small percentage that can relate to where she's living. So right now she's been locked in with this nigga, popping babies, figuring out how to deal with this world. And she's like, I just want to have some fun.
You know the saying,
now,
you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it?
Absolutely.
Do you then, how do you empathize? And this is me literally questioning. Oh, wait.
Okay.
It's not. I understand empathy, sympathy, all of the things exist. We're humans. We have it in certain capacities. How do you physically feel or care or want someone to do better than that wants better for themselves?
There's nothing inside of me that I could ever look at a person, perhaps aside of my baby daddy, that I could think, I wish something bad on you. You know what I mean? And not even him. I don't want to ever see any human being going through something, or if you're going through something, saying, ha, you deserve that, right?
Okay.
I mean, maybe like a pedophile or something like that. That really hurt someone, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, go under the jail.
Cut the nails off, do whatever.
But for me, those are two different things.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if a woman doesn't think she deserves better, if a woman continues to go after, these same types, and isn't seeking therapy, isn't growing, isn't learning from her mistakes, take us out the fucking group chat.
Absolutely. You know how you get yourself out the group chat? You shut your fucking phone off. You're out the group chat.
No.
We live in a world where there's media. If it's bothering you, and if you feel like you no longer
let's be very clear.
But hold on.
I hate when people say that. It ain't bothering me. I'm not that invested. I'm talking from a general.
We're talking about what we're seeing.
Yes.
People are upset. I'm not saying necessarily you're not losing sleep. We're working.
Oh yeah,
this is work. This is what we do.
We come in and sharing our goddamn opinions.
And this is what the media does, and why it's so important for you to have your point. That's what you're saying, and what you're seeing, and how sometimes you're like, I don't really got sympathy, and why I have a voice to say, you know what? But sometimes you just have to give people grace and let them learn. Take their journey. Some people's journey are just longer than the other ones. I'm trying to tell my daughter a business decision, right? She's seeing her mother, who's been extremely successful in business. My father is a bit, and I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Boom, she does it. Don't go this way. Don't go this way. I'm telling her step by step what's going to happen, and she just runs right into that wall. And then it's like, okay, it has to be redirected. And they're going to hit their heads. We don't learn from other people's mistakes. Now, a woman like Cardi, I just see her, I'm like, look, if you're having fun, cool. I don't think sharing energies with other people all the time is making you feel any better. And I've told you this. This is just how I live. I'm like, I just don't think having casual sex is going to bring that to you.
First off, I don't have casual sex anymore. It's unfulfilling. I feel empty, and I need intimacy. Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
First off, not our producers. Not the niggas laughing.
Everybody falling on their chair, turn off the mic, shut off the camera.
Talk about maturation. Hold on. To hear Mandy say this in 20. What year are we in? 20.
We're in 2025.
You know on Marvel that when you fuck up the timeline, the strings. This shit is like over here.
We're not gonna do that because let's be very clear. Yes,
I'm not saying no. It's beautiful. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. All right, get off the
you
mic.
too. I'm not saying I'm just proud. This is part of the. I love it.
No, I guess that's my thing, right? Like when we're.
Let's just give people. I just think, honestly,
it's the grace, bitch. Stop
it's just
saying
giving people grace. Just really let them do their thing. If it's not affecting you, like personally, let it go. Because even watching Cardi's journey, watching Hallie's Bailey, there's still
Hallie's Bailey.
Carla Cooking. That's a new podcast. Carla Cooking.
Huh?
Carla Cooking is the new podcast.
Carla what?
Carla's Cooking.
Arroz con pollo. That's all the fuck this host.
No, seriously, watching all of them, watching your auntie, your mama, you could be at the home watching your mom get her ass beat and you'll still make the same mistake. Why? Because we have to really sit down. But it's really hard to go through the fire of getting better. Going through therapy, when I left the monster I was with,
Yeah.
you know, I had to lean in 4 times a week to go to therapy. And I
Oh,
always
girl,
tell us,
I'm 2 years out. And
And you
he's still
still need
coming
help.
up. Yo, shut up.
We all need healing. Me too.
It takes
You
a
still
while.
need
It
healing.
takes a while
It's
to get out of those
and
relationships.
It could be
yeah.
a forever thing because you have to forever know that you're being triggered by certain things because it's not just them. They were able to tap into something within you that you were already lacking from before. So we put so much blame on this manipulator, but I know for a fact that I was missing things from my mother. I know that I was just hard-headed. I know that I wanted certain things that I wanted to be mine. And from my own belief, I wanted to follow my plan versus God's plan, not Drake's, but literally God's plan for me, my path, my journey. And I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna do it my own. I can do it my way. But I was leaning onto my own understanding.
I guess then that is my problem. When I talk about accountability, we, the ones with the mics, the ones coming forward, discussing the abuse, sharing their experience with these quote unquote monsters, we don't hear a woman sharing how she enabled this to happen
And
or
we
what she
should.
needs to work on. And I guess
that's what opens up the conversation to like,
Yes.
okay, yes, they're a bad person.
Yes.
Yes, they did this to me.
But what
happened to me to allow that? Why was I yearning that kind of love? Why did this man throw at me a couple scriptures and I fell for it? Like, why did
that's
I
why
see
them
him?
religious ones be tricky.
There is such a
They
thing
be
of
tricky.
like religion manipulation and abuse. Like that really does happen. And it's like you want to be and I know for myself, for a fact that I can say if there's I know there are a lot of women that are saying, you know what, I want a God-fearing man. I want a man that's into the church. But if you are just listening to him talk to you about church and you're not in that Bible reading yourself, not what Justin LeBoy is posting, not what Spiritual World is posting, not what Megan Ashley is posting.
Don't go
as
by the
amazing as
Bible,
she
go
is,
in the
not what
Bible.
B.
Yeah.
Simone is saying
Yeah.
on these Christian podcasts. No, you get your ass into that Bible and see what the Lord's talking about to you. And then you'll be able to see that monster clearly and thoroughly because he's not really talking to you about what's really in that book for you.
I guess that's the thing with
Same thing with therapy.
Yeah, but that's where I sit and again, there's a thing to vocalize and do the work either through therapy. There's a way to, if you're going to bash a man publicly, to address your own
Absolutely.
faults. And so when we talk about this dynamic between men and women, which we hate, we're calling it gender wars, and we're seeing it on the podcast mics. We're seeing it on Twitter.
ugly, it's
We're
ugly.
seeing it with the Diddy trial where people won't even allow Cassie to be a victim, right? I think my frustration is the silence of women speaking forward in how they could show it better, where their faults lied. And again, this isn't to victim blame or say that you can't be a victim in all of this because of all the things at the hands of abuse. However, it becomes a little bit frustrating for me as a woman who does do the work, to have friends that do the work, to see women continuously only ostracize men, their behavior, and not leaning into how we can keep ourselves out of these situations. I think when I see like the Sky Jacksons and the Halleys, I think one of the biggest problems for me is we talk about listening to women, right? And I guess it becomes frustrating, specifically from a Halle Bailey standpoint, or even Cardi, where people are warning her about Steph. I think it becomes frustrating when we as women don't even listen to other women.
Okay, let me tap in before I lose the train of thought.
Yes.
We are talking. We are on the mics telling y'all what we're doing. It's just not loud. It doesn't go viral. It's not dope. You know who actually hears those? The women that are now going through something. I have been talking about for years the work that I've done, and I don't have a huge platform. I don't. I mean, compared to like the Cardis and that, I don't have this huge
And the
platform.
Mandys.
And the Mandys. You're loud, big. Like people hear you, and you're ignorant selectively. But I've talked about it for years. But you know what got tens of millions of things to go viral? Me going off on TK about something, right?
Yeah.
And the way that it was edited on purpose. Shout out to me knowing marketing, right? But that's what goes viral. That's what people hear loudly. We are talking about it. We are saying what we're doing to fix things. It's just not cool. It's not like, it doesn't create as much conversation. It's just not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not salacious. It's not like, it doesn't bring all these eyes. But women are talking about it. I swear they are here.
And
That's
so you believe as women then, which maybe I can't say. I know I have absolutely empathized more with women who have stayed too long, especially because I went back to my ex 13 times.
And keep in mind, You had money. You had your own house. You had your own everything. Think
Penthouse.
about most.
Throw the pin in there. But yeah,
there's so many women, especially in this economy right now, who have kids that we can't afford. Trying to give us $5 grand. What are we gonna do with that?
You right.
Kids, they don't have a house. They don't have a car. Like, I'm literally watching right now a neighbor of mine like going through this, and it's wild seeing it like front and center. I mean, I have a whole soap opera happening from my window in my office. It's wild. I love it. One day I'm gonna do a story about it. But it's so hard to see. I had a house, a car, a business, money, people to fall back on, and stayed longer than I should have.
I would say the financial manipulation is absolutely a thing
it's just
for women that can't come out.
We can't leave. We have children. We're breastfeeding. We can't find a job.
I mean, not only that, there's literally reports right now coming out that more people are staying in these toxic, unhealthy relationships because they can't afford rent by themselves. It just, yeah.
You go to a shelter, you're taking your 3 kids. These men literally impregnate women to hold them back.
Oh, wait, is that what men is doing to trap?
Absolutely.
Wait. To hold them back.
To hold them, you have to sit here now for a little bit longer.
Wait, I need you to lean into this. Men are purposely impregnating women to hold the woman back.
Some men that are toxic,
that
are manipulative, but there is something to be able to put. Because, the man is the one, you have the choice. As a woman, you're also having sex.
Yes.
As a woman, you also maybe didn't get on birth control. As a woman, you're choosing this, but the man is telling you something different, right? So you're believing it, you're loving it. This is some time. I'm not talking about a one-night stand, you got pregnant. I'm talking about you're in a relationship with someone. And men can sense when things are happening, when you start having certain questions and like, I need a baby right away. I want a family. I want this. Once that baby gets there, now you're pregnant. Now you may have preeclampsia. Now you may have high blood pressure. You have to really take care of this child. Then you have this baby. You're going through postpartum. You're bleeding out. Your baby's breastfeeding. You're really trying to get your body back together. Your hormones, a C-section, you're healing. So can you leave? Yes. Does it make it harder? Yes. It will take you a little bit longer? Yes. And then in the time that you're there pregnant and the baby's first year, you're wrapped up even more into this shit mentally.
Jesus, that's with a baby, but not having a baby.
And we're looking at both the girls.
I was going to say
all 3 who we're talking about.
I mean, to me, I also want to generalize this conversation just a little bit more as well, because if I'm drawing parallels here, right? Because unfortunately, y'all, if you haven't been able to tell yet, I'm a lot more black and white. So where...
You can't tell. Whoever didn't tell, I don't know what
Shut up. Yes, I'm very biracial. My bad. I am black and white. But the way that my mind works
Leaning
is the same,
towards the white.
right? So I want to draw the comparison to many women and their thoughts and unalliances, say with the election last year, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of black women that have done a lot of work. Yes. And now if anything happens to white women or even Latino women, there's like a black woman throwing their hands in the air like, y'all, we tried. This ain't our problem no more.
And there is
for me, that's kind of where I lean into a woman who either went through an experience with a man, was told or warned about what would happen if this, okay, let's draw the parallel. If Trump gets into the office, this will happen. If you date this man with this type of track record, this will happen. I guess that's why I'm throwing my hands in the air for giving a fuck and not feeling like, okay, yes, the men are monsters, but also, bitch,
I think that's a character and heart posture.
I know.
That's a heart posture thing. I feel like as a human.
Okay, y'all, my heart is a fucking black hole.
It's a little bit. The skin is white, the heart is black.
Bro, chill. You're a fucking ass.
There is an aspect of you can be frustrated. It can be extremely frustrating. I'm looking at the state of our country when we're talking about politics, and it's like, man, we tried. We went in there as Republican as I am. We'll talk about that later.
Say, you real Republican.
I tried. I didn't want this. This is not what I wanted. I was loud about it. We're loud, but it still happens because there's so many people that have different wants and needs. But going back to women,
why does then a woman think the same? Keep it here with the politics. Hold on. With your Republican ass views. With the way Kamala and everybody was like, Project 2025, this is where we are headed if Trump gets office. Hold on. I want to ask how, with your Republican ass views,
Jesus Christ,
why you're surprised we're where we're at right now in comparison to a woman is being pursued by a man. There is a warning sign that says, warning, if you get into a relationship with this man, this is the probability of this happening.
Okay.
What makes
We're
a woman
looking-
think that they're an exception to what a man has already showed
I'm not
himself
even
to
gonna
be?
touch the politic one.
No,
But
let's get
looking
away
at
from the
this one,
politics. Yes.
We're looking from the outside in, right? This woman is in it. So we have a bird's eye view of what she's going through. And yes, we can see around what's about to happen. She's in it. And let's not forget that these men that we're specifically talking about have enablers all around them.
Okay.
Let's go back to my situation. Although
Wait,
you
wait,
was,
no. Let's not get there yet.
Okay.
I also don't want to put us in a relationship yet.
No.
So
You're talking
my
to them.
question is the warning signs,
Yes.
and you thinking
start
that you ain't gonna
dating,
get that same person.
You start talking to them, you're dating, everything most times moves really fast. There's not one
Girl,
of
these
these
niggas said they need to date bitches for a year to even make them their girlfriend. Where is shit moving fast with people?
Look at all of these scenarios. They all moved extremely fast.
Okay.
They
okay,
all had
valid.
kids really fast.
Okay.
Everything. My situation, your situation moved really fast.
Well, it was the pandemic.
Regardless of what it was.
It was the panorama.
It doesn't matter what it was. They all moved
It was
fast.
Panera Bread.
You went from Zoom to in love in 3.5 seconds.
20 days.
Literally.
Real quick.
So let's just keep in mind that all of this is happening really fast. So we have a bird's eye view. They're in here. They have enablers around them. In my situation, specifically, yours didn't really have too many people around him that you might have known.
No.
So there's not much that you could have known. There were red flags. Told you about them, but you ain't listen. So going around it, my guy had a lot of enablers or people that were telling me, this looks different. Wow, look what he's doing. Oh, he's never done that before. And when I think back to me, even in the
Bitch, I told you wasn't
even
shit.
over, you say that about everybody. Even in the over decade that we're friends, I was toxic.
Yeah.
I was abusive. I had really fucked up thoughts sometimes about certain things, and I chose to do the work. So people do change. So when you're a person,
Damn, it's gonna take till they 38 to change.
Word, maybe 50. You never know. But when you think about the fact that, I was able to get better. I'm doing better. Why can't they do better? Why are we holding people to their back? You want people to still think you a hoe? No, you got better.
Yeah,
you did
wow,
better.
Wow, whoa.
You know
this
what I'm saying?
is not where this conversation
yes, it is
was.
because we have to allow people grace in order for them to grow and do better because many people do. Many people do, but some of them pretend like they do.
We
so
talking about
can give them
relationships, and this
grace.
bitch said you was once a hoe. They could.
It was
They
a
could.
lot-
You
because-
outgrew being a hoe.
because
Look at
we
you. You don't even have
well,
casual
you
sex
never hit
anymore.
nobody. I can't say you
Oh,
hit
yeah.
people. You're not
I-
an aggressive person.
Now I'll whoop some ass. Hold on, don't put that out
No,
there.
I mean in
I'll whoop some of you
relationships.
bitches' asses
No.
if you talk
We're talking
shit.
about relationships. So I couldn't bring that up.
I am very
And
against
you probably
laying
still
hands.
somebody-
I've never laid hands on a man.
You're
I'm
not
very
a
against
combative person in a
Oh, bitch!
relationship.
As soon as the nigga raised his voice, da-da-da, you could go.
But I'm talking about a negative
You know what's
connotation.
crazy? People hear me on this mic and believe that I'm an aggressor, and I really hate
Well,
that
no,
for me.
because you are in a different way. You're very passive aggressive.
Ooh.
This is not a podcast to read.
Okay. Because she's like, I'm not aggressive. Oh, you're
Wait.
omitting one word. You are passive aggressive, which is okay.
Hold on.
Again, we.
A King, do you think?
A-King,
hold on, because A King has been my friend and in my circle, work wise and personal wise. He for a lot of years, going on almost 10 years. A King, would you agree with this?
A-King's like, I work here.
I haven't
Don't
processed.
ask me these questions.
I haven't processed it that way.
Thank
but
you.
Carla. I appreciate you. You know our relationship, but Carla's probably way more closer to you in terms of really the nitty gritty of things. And
Three passive aggressive
I think
things.
the way
What is
she's
passive aggressive?
I don't
Let me
think
look
it's
up the
passive
definition.
aggressive in
Hold
a
on.
toxic way. I think it's just
Shit.
how
Wait.
how
You can't be
interact.
passive aggressive in a non-toxic way.
It is
No, I
toxic,
think it's
period.
just how you interact could
Hold
be tough.
Passive
but
aggression is the behavioral pattern characterized by expressing negative feelings indirectly rather than openly. That's a lie. I told you not to be with this nigga because he wasn't shit.
Keep going.
I said it directly.
Is that it?
It often involves a person's anger or frustration being expressed through action, sarcasm,
Ah,
Is there a picture of
shit.
you there?
or sullen behavior rather than direct confrontation because I
choked
don't
her
like
ass
it.
up.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there more?
I mean, there's a
Don't
lot
skip now.
here.
Don't make me
Okay,
read.
key characteristics of passive aggression.
Mandy B.
Suck my dick. Indirect expression.
Yes, you do. Go
Okay.
ahead, keep going.
Subtle actions. Passive aggression can manifest in various ways, including procrastination, resistance to requests, giving backhanded compliments, or intentionally making mistakes. I never intentionally make mistakes. Avoidance of direct communication. Definitely do that. Potential for damage. Consistent passive aggression can damage relationships and negatively impact work environments.
And
okay.
listen, this is not for me to say that you are so wrong, and there's none of that. We all have something toxic about us because of our childhood, because of the way we grew up, that we can change. And you're working on it. You know,
I'm working on this, right?
It's a baby steps to get there. You know, a little crawling. You might have stood up already. You know, you're going for your baby steps, but you're doing the work. If it's going fast,
I know y'all don't see it, but bitch, on the back end, I'm doing
There's a
the
little
work.
bit of work happening, and it's gonna take a long time. You're 34 years old. You just started this journey. What, 2 years ago?
No, girl. First
you
off,
started
now
therapy?
I feel like
When you started therapy?
that's a backhanded comment. 4 years
That
ago.
sounded very
Okay,
backhanded.
That sounded very backhanded.
Bro,
Like, did you? Bitch,
4
I've been in
years
therapy
out of 34?
Hold on. I have been in therapy weekly.
So you think that in 4 years, once a week,
First
is
off, the
gonna
fact-
undo 30 years
I
of
don't.
bullshit?
But the fact that you just cut my therapy in half.
I'm sorry, I don't be in
ain't
therapy
doing-
with you. Time passes really fast. I didn't realize it's been that long. But regardless, 2 or 4 years doesn't make one lick of a difference of what I'm thinking. 4 years once a week versus 30 days. 30 years every single day, 24 hours a day. Baby, you got a long way to go. You got a long way to go. As do I. As do people who are listening to this. And I forgot what the fuck we was talking about because I got ADHD, and if you don't keep going on what you're doing, it's cut it off. I don't know.
I
what
wanted
said.
to get into the personal dynamic.
Okay.
Remove from the generalization.
Okay.
And bring the audience into someone who may be in my position and agree with my thoughts and misunderstanding of it. We're not gonna do that.
Somebody else agree with
y'all
your
hear the
thoughts?
passive aggressive? She said, "Who agrees with your thoughts, bitch?" That's crazy. Shout out to everyone listening to Selective Ignorance.
Shout out to y'all listening. They don't agree. They're just listening. It's an entertainment.
Okay, so we are gonna get into our segment where it's hypocritical me, hypocritical you.
I like a little hypocrisy.
Essentially into the dynamic of your last relationship or previous relationships. So where, even in experiencing it in person, my lack of empathy continues to exist is that I thought I had the red flags was being waved over here. Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all. I was like, not only was I waving it like the niggas that got to bring in the planes, I was that guy outside the motherfucking car, the little car dealership. I was waving around the sign like like I was selling mattresses. I said,
but at the same time,
I said, beware.
At the same time,
I see. Hold on, for my friend and what I believe she deserves. This is not the nigga because mind you, he was sharing who he really was publicly. And motherfuckers thought it was entertainment. So my question to you is, with the warning from a very close friend, but also the warning from an ex, there were 2 women that were warning you about what this relationship looked like. Well, because we knew from the chatter that there was potential abuse and that he wasn't seeing his kid.
That was just from one. I only knew about one woman.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Just the one woman.
Oh, okay.
So and even this.
No,
do you
I'll
need
tell you what.
Do you need numbers to
no.
listen to what you believe a man will be?
No.
Anyways, I say this to bring up the personal and the real life example of what made you not listen or believe a woman who had experienced a negative relationship with this man, and also as a friend who read every red flag. I saw it because I wasn't dating him. Chose to ignore and believe that you would be the exception.
My hands be sweating when I talk about this. Okay, I want to preface it by saying this is not excuses. This is just kind of like a timeline of what I thought that was happening, right?
Okay.
Back then, and then I can then tell you, hindsight is 2020, what really was happening. So first of all, the one person we knew about was 9 years prior.
Okay.
It had been a long time. In that time, from that person to when I showed up, there were no claims of this at all. Like, being from someone that's next to him on a daily basis was like, he would never. Like, he has never. I've never seen that type of behavior. I don't think I can believe that, right? So I'm being told by people around him, like, that woman is crazy. And to then give me proof of that, there were voicemails, voice notes, text messages that I'm seeing that prove exactly.
One-sided, but yes.
Well, yeah, but I'm hearing her. I'm hearing the phone calls.
Okay.
I'm hearing the text messages. I'm hearing the people tell me, I don't know.
She's crazy.
She's crazy. We've seen it. So you're like, wow. And it's been 9 years and nothing like this has ever happened again. No one can give me anything.
That we knew of, but yeah.
So that we knew of. Correct. Again, I'm in it. There's
You're in it.
there's no bird's eye view. I'm in it.
I was the bird.
I'm watching.
Pause. I don't want to be a bird. But God damn it.
You walked right
I
into that,
walked right
right?
into that
That's
shit.
about to be a new segment right there.
And then
Bird's eye
bird.
view
so now
community.
there was time. He knew what pisses me off is that he knew what he was doing. He knew he was going after. They always know. They know what you got, right? So there's tons of conversations. There was a lot of flights of mine where it was just like friendship, just casual talking for about a year prior. Then I get into the situation, everything starts moving really fast. At this time now, for about a year, he was hearing from the mic, from phone calls, from with my friends, what I was looking for, what I wanted, the work that I was doing. He had the tools. Is it tools?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The insight.
The insight or the words or the language to make it seem like he was on the same page with me. And
so
then you were there
at this
when
point-
the actions were matching what he was saying.
Oh, no. Let's be very clear. I always saw the actions, even as red flags. Like,
Which ones?
Like, for us to be out and him to show up and ruin our, like, we would be out and he would just show up.
That summer?
Yes. You thought that was the cutest thing ever.
Where
like,
would he show up to?
Bro, we went to clubs. Like, we went out.
I never went to a club with him with you.
He didn't come. He showed up to us.
No, what I'm saying, we didn't go. No, that summer he would be at the house a lot.
That
there were a lot of
too,
flights,
but no.
he would always come to the
When
house.
we would go out and have fun, he would pop up and then drive us home. Oh yes.
I don't remember that.
Oh yes. So
could be. I
it would turn into where
Very possible.
as two girls hanging out, I'm thinking, I'm hanging out with my friend,
would
and
pop
maybe
up.
because he didn't trust me because I had a show called Horrible Decisions, and he thought I was out here trying to whore you out. He
I
would
don't
show
think
up.
he knew that. I
Well,
think he knew that you would see past some shit.
and the way that you read it, like, ooh, he just wants to be around me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I love this as a woman, especially codependent
Okay.
women. One moment, they like that attention. I'm looking at it as, wait, this nigga showing up, ruining the fun. He's grabbing you away from me. You're now sitting down. We not partying anymore. He's there. So I'm like, I see what this is. Also, he's hungry. Bitch, it's 1:00 in the morning. You're cooking arroz con pollo to feed this nigga at 1. So there's a way that, yes, you show up and care for a man, but I'm seeing it
Carla,
from...
you still do that?
you
You still have the attribute? Are you still healing to
still-
get there?
A lot of things have changed, but yes, I still love to cook.
Damn, I mean, niggas gotta
So
fight harder to
I
get
cook
arroz
for
con pollo at
everybody,
1
really.
o'clock. God damn it.
No, she's still gonna cook
I'm
arroz
still
con pollo
gonna
at 1
cook,
o'clock.
But I don't think I go in like I did before. That comes from a space of me needing something that I was fulfilling something through a man and their need that I needed to fulfill by myself. So I had never been alone. I got pregnant at 17, was married for 6 years, and I was in a 6-year relationship. Then I was in a year and a half
into another one,
relationship,
then
I
got into another one.
I never
Was alone.
single or alone. And I'm never alone because I've been a mom since I was 18. So I'm always caring for someone.
you
So
need
when
your
I feel like
space.
there's someone there, I need help.
To
I
process shit.
wanted that, and I didn't know how to do that for myself. You know?
I'm so
And
glad you've
at-
been single for all these years. Not like,
I know. No, no, me
not
too.
celebrating it, but
No, we
that's
should
why I think you've
celebrate
been
it.
able to
Absolutely.
really find what you would want in a partner and really address your own traumas because, and y'all may
You
not,
fucking
y-
did a
y'all
number on me.
don't know this, but it took you, and you're still in it. You can name exactly the traits about you that made you the perfect victim for a man like this. And I want you maybe because there's women listening, list the 5 traits that you knew, your faults, your traumas that maybe gave him green flags, that you would be the perfect candidate for him to sink his claws
My
into.
dad had just passed away.
So you were
I was
grieving.
yearning.
You were grieving.
That male figure again. I've never had a good relationship with my mother or a healthy relationship. My mother was someone that I learned to get the affection and the love from someone by doing something for them. So I had to do in order to receive love or feel accepted.
Okay.
So that's another thing. I would say, like I said, I didn't know how to be alone. Like my thoughts, being alone in my thoughts and what I thought about me. And it's like society telling me I'm not worth anything. Then I have a baby out of wedlock. So I'm like, I got to find a husband. I want to do the right thing. I just went to college. I have a degree. I still don't have this white picket fence. It's like, oh my God. I thought I really needed to be a wife and have another child and do the right thing. I wanted to fix what I messed up the first time. I was married. It didn't work. I had my daughter. I wanted to give her a man. I'm now my daughter at the time when I meet him is 13 years old. She's 20 now. She's 13 at the time. And I'm like, I gotta show her a healthy family. I have to show her a healthy man. I have to. And he was like, like, I'm there to show you exactly. And said all the right words, showed up. I have pictures of him showing her how to mow a lawn. Bitch, nah, I think back, this nigga didn't even know how to turn that shit on.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they pretend to do all these things, like teach her about all these things, but that doesn't last very long. And if I would have just taken my biggest fault here, if I would have just taken
to me.
time, no, I'm
No,
not
just
listening
like,
to you. Regardless, not listening. If I would have just taken some time to slow down. And I have another friend that was very against the relationship. Dex didn't agree with the relationship. Dex saw the red flags from day one too, but Dex is very different from you. And she's just like, if this is what make you happy, I'm here. Like, I'm here to when you need something. Right now you're happy. I'm there to support you, but I'm also. She was like, you don't want to slow down a little bit. You're like, bitch. Dex is the other kind. You don't want to slow down a little bit. You don't think it's going a little too fast? Are you sure you want to do this?
It's crazy
we had
too,
Italy
though.
plans.
Well, you brought up, and that's why I said we all have trauma from patriarchy, right? We're all victims of what people perceive a woman should look like in happiness. And, and a lot of that is, well, you would be happy if you were a mom, if you were a wife, if you had a man that was around, if you had a man to cook for, if you had a man,
especially if you're a teen mom.
And so it is the fear of being alone that pushes women to just accept the crumbs that sometimes these niggas have to offer.
We're here.
And to just, unfortunately, do believe that they're going to get a different version of a man that has showed up away for someone else.
Of course, you're like, I'm going to give them grace that they've changed. I'm a 38-year-old teen mom. Literally. That's all I am. To many people. Look at her, did it again. Fucked up again. Yeah, I had a man who flew into a hurricane.
Yeah.
To come help me. A man that would support everything that I was doing. Or you need equipment for this? Because at the time he had a job.
Until
he paid child support. Was it taken out of his check? Yes, but he was paying the entire time I knew him in years prior. You know what I mean? So there's all these little things. I just didn't get to see the things that he was doing to her.
The full picture.
When we weren't around. There were messages sent that were deleted. There were phone calls we weren't a part of. So when the person is reacting, that's all we see.
What was your feeling like having had talked to the previous partner and learning her experience? Were you upset with yourself for not believing her as a woman?
For a long time, yeah. Because while she's telling me, I'm like, I'm 2.5 years and I've never experienced this. Never experienced it. I didn't experience it until I got to Jersey. So I'm like, I don't know what you're like. I get it.
I don't know this person you're saying.
Yes, I'm like,
but then when you started experiencing that same person,
I said, oh shit.
Oh fuck.
I'm fucked.
Oh damn.
It's there. I
Right.
see it now. And I moved pretty quickly because I was already, I never stopped. I started going to therapy right before him in 2017. 2018, him and I start talking. And this all happens now 2021.
2021. Yeah.
21, as soon as the baby's born. So that's when things change. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in it now. But
it's so funny because I don't know what the science is. Y'all know I question science anyways. But I need the study of why relationships go south after the baby.
Because it's tough. It's tough. You have immature men who want all of your attention.
Ooh, not they jealous of the baby.
Absolutely. He used to hate breastfeeding him.
He was mad that the baby was on a nipple?
Yes.
Oh.
It was like, oh, he didn't even get my titties back. First of all, these are mine.
Oh, shit.
We'd be in public and he'd be like, you want to breastfeed? Go in the bathroom. He's like, go sit in the stall and breastfeed if you're going to breastfeed and not out here. I couldn't say the name of another man. Once that baby was born, things change. And as a woman, you want to be there.
Yeah.
As a woman, you want to make it work. I just told you, I came into this relationship because I wanted to show my daughter a new version of a family. I need to show her what a marriage, it's making me so emotional. I need to show her that. She's about to be a teenager. She's about to be a woman. She has to know what love is, what respect is, what a household, what a man looks like. So you look for that. And I ended up showing her the worst kind of man. I will say,
unfortunately, course correction or wanting to do something in spite of an outcome of something else never ends well. I mean, I've shared this, I think, on episode 1 of this. I was not only yearning to talk about other topics, but my love and connection to my former co-host and starting See the Thing Is and wanting to do this all different than ways in which I felt like weren't successful with horrible decisions is why. See, the thing is, I think ended the way it did
And you can
because
cut
I
this
was so
out.
blinded.
When you go into something with a plan of your own that you're just hyper focused and not willing to see outside of it.
Yeah,
We're
no,
going
I agree.
hyper focused to either despising someone else and by despise I mean like for me, I'm gonna show them that I can get a husband, and I'm gonna show them that I could be a good wife, and I'm gonna show them that I could do the things the way that they want me to do
And
it.
as women, they hyper focus on, I just want to be loved and I want a boyfriend. I want a partner, which is why all of the outside noise around a person.
From the people around us telling us that's what it's good. I had a degree.
It's not, but
I
it's
had
not only about the outside people. Again, we could blame patriarchy, but kind of like how we started this episode. Women seek love, partnership, soulmates. Men, not so much. And so the blind
Poor
is,
men.
hold on,
We're the men that are
the
looking for
blinded veil around it all is the fact that a woman wanting to be loved so bad, wanting partnership so bad, will literally ignore everything telling them that this is not the person for them just so that they could say they got a nigga.
Yes, there is an aspect of just saying that they have a man, yes, and there's also an aspect of feeling fulfilled even though you're not. And when you are a woman listening to this, regardless of what your age is, if you really feel like you don't feel complete without a man, this feels so dumb when you're in it, when you're looking for that love. But if you don't feel complete, baby, go find a way for you to make yourself complete. I remember my ex used to say all the time, you complete me. And I'd be like, no, I'm complete. You need to be complete. He's like, nah, that's not how it works. You have to complete me. Without you, I'm not complete. And I just think that's not good. You
Listen,
need to be
I
complete.
blame the Spice Girls.
What'd they say?
When two become one, I need some love like I never needed love
be knowing
before.
words.
Gonna make love to you, baby. You don't know goddamn when two become one? Sorry.
I know. I'm
Sorry.
a Barbie girl. Is that-
Okay, no, that is, oh my God. All right, y'all. On that note, I want to ask the audience a question before we get out of there,
Ooh, a
out of
question.
here. I do want to know if you feel like there is room to hold empathy with a woman who chooses to keep getting with the same fuck niggas back to back to back to back to back. That's a little bit of my question. Do you have a question for the audience before we get out of here, Carla?
I don't have a question. I just want y'all to go to therapy.
Okay.
Read a book. Listen
Not-
to some
not
podcasts
read a
that's
book.
not
Speaking of listening to podcasts, where can they listen to you?
bleep out that last podcast I said. Don't give them no play.
Yeah, no, that'll be bleeped out.
Yeah.
Huh? Where can they listen to you?
Oh, to me. I have a podcast with my co-host Dex. So What Now podcast. We talk about womanhood and motherhood after in your late 30s and 40s because she's 40 and what to do now. It's like, so what now? I'm getting older and all these things have happened to you.
So what now? I've had therapy.
So what now? I have therapy. How do I find a man? How? I do. Not that I want one, but if it comes. And then Idea Launch Production. So anything that has to do launching a podcast, relaunching, production, behind the scenes, virtual or in person, that is I.
By the way, I hope y'all weren't rolling your eyes too much on some goddamn Mandy, you got a black ass heart. You don't fucking give grace. You don't have empathy. Fuck ass pussy ass hoe. Anyways,
She's working on it.
At the end of the day, y'all can hate it or you can love it. Either way, are you choosing to be selectively ignorant or are you going to choose to get educated?
What are you
I will
choosing?
see. Bitch, always ignorant, bitch. I don't give a fuck, bitch. Pussy ass hoe. No. I educate myself and I learn through my experiences. Let's be very clear. And therapy, of course. So y'all get y'all asses in therapy. It works. Believe it or
And
not.
go to church. Jesus loves you.
Okay. Go to therapy. All right, y'all. See you next week.